I'm Thomas from One Oyster, and I just watched Happy Death Day.
You
scared me.
Hi, I'm Thomas from One Oyster, and I just watched Happy Death Day. Hi, I'm Thomas from One Oyster, and I just watched Happy Death Day.
So I'm supposed to keep dying until I figure out who my killer is?
Hi, I'm Thomas from One Oyster, and I just watched Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day is about a sorority girl who, on her birthday, is murdered and keeps reliving that same day. She's stuck in a time loop, much like Groundhog's Day or Live, Die, Repeat, the movie with Tom Cruise. I don't think that's the title, but that's what everyone calls it. And she has to figure out who her killer is in order to break this loop.
Hey, you're up.
Look, I know this isn't gonna make any sense.
Stop global warming?
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
You sneaky little biatch. Happy birthday.
I've already lived through this day. Somebody's gonna kill me tonight.
I enjoyed this movie on many levels, mostly on a technical level and kind of a screenwriting level. The script had kind of this film student feel, as if it was like written to get like a grade in a class, because it hits all the points of like how a character arc should be, and it's very basic, but that kind of pulls you along in the plot. And the character is interesting enough. She's the sorority girl who's very cynical, very like, you know, just whatever, and that kind of person. And she kind of grows towards the end and appreciates like the people in her life and her situation and stuff like that.
Stop global warming? You sneaky little biatch. Maybe you should switch to water next time. Super helpful. Don't be late to your party tonight.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Tree, happy birthday.
The plot, like I said, there's not a whole lot to the plot. It's kind of a mystery, a whodunit, you know, who's killing this girl. And they seem to have a lot of fun with that. There's some really good sequences where she's like trying to figure out who the killer is, and she'll go after one person. It turns out, oh, it's not them, and then like she gets killed and has to wake up the next day and start all over again. And that was interesting. There's also a bit where she's gone through like 4 or 5 days and ends up going to the hospital, and they tell her, oh, your body has undergone massive trauma. So it's like every time she gets killed, it carries over to the next day, and she's getting weaker and weaker. Let's see. It's never explained why she's going through this time loop, and it's also never explained why finding her killer will prevent it. But at the same time, you don't need that. This is a go watch, turn your brain off kind of movie, and whenever you start thinking about that stuff, it falls apart. So it's best not to think about that. I kind of figured out who the killer was pretty early on, but it was still enjoyable. Like, I wanted to see the character come to that realization and figure it out. And there's some pretty interesting stuff. The movie kind of touches on lots of genres. Like, first and foremost, it's a horror movie. There's some really good sequences where it's shot like a horror movie, but it also has some action stuff, like whenever she thinks she's figured out who the killer is and she's going to go after them. There's kind of like some like First Blood, Die Hard kind of stuff going on there. And it's also pretty comical. Like, it was almost formulaic. Like, there'd be like funny stuff during the day, and then once it came time at night, whenever the killer would come after her, it would switch to like a horror film type stuff. And it was definitely shot that way. The horror elements were handled well, I thought. But the conflicting tones might turn some people off. This is rated PG-13, and it's I'd say it's pretty violent and pretty bloody for a PG-13 movie. I mean, there's nothing that's going to shock you in it, but it's got a good draw to it and kind of pulls you in with the character. Like, the main character's really good, I would say. The actress playing her did a pretty good job. So the performances aren't the best in this, but they'll keep you engaged for sure. I was engaged during the movie. And it does subvert some stuff. I don't want to get too much into spoilers because I'd say go watch this for yourself and find out what I'm talking about. But there's like the end of the movie is weaker than the beginning, but there is some good stuff at the end whenever it's like you're thinking, oh, it's over, and oh, no, it's not. So there's some good stuff like that throughout this.
Assuming that I believe any of this is even possible.
Sprinklers? Car alarm?
The way I see it, you have unlimited amount of lives. Unlimited opportunities to solve your own murder.
And even on a technical level, like there's some good lighting and the scenes are all shot very well. It does have a feeling like you go out with your friends, like if you make movies, you go out with your friends and shoot like something. It has that feel, but it also has like a professional, bigger production feel. So it's good. I would recommend it. It's a good Halloween movie, a good October movie, gearing up for Halloween. It's a good one to watch. Check it out, and I'll see you next time.